Coming up on Nuestra Voz today, California's cannabis culture. The state's huge marijuana market is giving local Latino glassblowers a new way to thrive in their craft.
A lot of the times Latinos are the backbone of this industry but are not really given that representation. So with Mota Glass, we're putting Latinos in the forefront.
We go inside a bong-making business to see how two entrepreneurs are trying to make a difference.
Plus, a plant-based taquería opens in the taco capital of the world.
So this is our quesabirria. So it's basically a quesadilla with our jackfruit birria.
Tastes like birria.
We'll show you what else is on the plant-based menu, and more importantly, find out how it tastes.
Also, Fernando Valenzuela's lasting legacy. We'll take a look at how the legendary pitcher's artistry on the mound inspired artists of all kinds.
And regional Mexican star Christian Nodal belts out his top hits. We'll show you more of the Latin Grammy winners' pop-up concert and tell you about a new platform spotlighting Mexican music. Hi everyone, hola, I'm Paola Hernandez-Jayo.
And I'm Luis Cruz. Thank you for joining us for Nuestra Voz today, presented by the San Diego Union-Tribune and the Los Angeles Times.
California has the biggest legal marijuana market in the world. In 2021, the industry rang up more than $5.2 billion in taxable sales.
That's good news for our economy. It means tax dollars for the state's coffers and new opportunities for entrepreneurs. Adam Shorn from the Los Angeles Times shows us an LA startup that's turning to local Latino glassblowers to create made in LA bongs.
The water pipe, or bong, has long been a piece of go-to pot paraphernalia for those seeking a smoother smoke. It's also been a creative canvas, both for those creating the bongs and for those using them. But have you ever wondered where that tube of glass comes from and who made it? LA-based Mota Glass asks and answers that question. Since November 2020, they've been working with a network of independent glass blowers in LA to create sturdy, beautiful pieces of functional art.
The cannabis users don't consider, something that they use daily, like their bong, but there actually is a whole nother world that has to do with the bong, where it's made. I think a lot of folks, will buy their bong from online or a smoke shop, and then that's the end, right? Where did your bong come from? The store.
Where do most bongs come from?
Yeah, a lot of them are imported overseas.
Esta es una marca de mucho prestigio, la calidad es borosilicato. Se usa para aparatos de laboratorio. Todo empieza con el corte. Esta es una máquina para hacer corte especial para este tipo de vidrio. El nombre del tipo de corte es termochoc. Bueno, esto es una tradición familiar. Yo nací en el vidrio, mis padres tenían fábrica de vidrio. Entonces, desde que tengo uso de razón toda la vida. Bueno, como yo tengo mucha familiaridad con el vidrio, no se me hace difícil, es casi inmediato. Cada vez que me enseñan un nuevo modelo, lo puedo hacer inmediatamente. Yo soy autodidacta en todo el sentido de la palabra. Tengo estudios de mecatrónica, mecánica y electrónica que se suman a mis conocimientos del vidrio, entonces me facilita para poder crear nuevos métodos, diseños, herramientas. Entonces todo esto lo puede obtener en un año exactamente.
In a lot of cases, you'll have importers that really do nothing more than order finished pieces from overseas, decal them locally, and then distribute them to shops or customers around the country. Okay. The worst culprits will put their decal on the piece here and then say, oh, it's made in the US. That message then gets carried across to the retailer. The retailer happily echoes it because it drives up the possibility of a sale for them. Right. But the reality is that the piece is not made here in the US, and it's undercutting the value of glass blowers that are here in Los Angeles, for example, that are spending the time to make these pieces and get them out to customers.
Después del corte, se tiene que hacer lo que es la boquilla, el mouthpiece, en otra máquina. En esta máquina se hace la boquilla, es una máquina que tiene una automatización. Posteriormente a la boquilla viene el soplado, ya en el torno. El soplado se realiza en esta máquina, en esta máquina y con diferentes torch. Que sea fabricado en los Estados Unidos, primeramente. Bueno, yo personalmente puedo hacer 30 completas en un día. Sí, y dependiendo del diseño, hay diseños que demoran más, otros que son más rápidos, ¿no? Pero un beaker bien hecho, 30 beaker en un día.
We drew the Mota glass logo on our kitchen table. And it was both of us kind of figuring out, you know, what's going to work. And we sent it to one of my really good friends who is a designer. And then boom, we had a logo.
In Spanish, it means speck, like a speck of dust.
It
but
does
it's
mean
slang
that.
for
cannabis. It does. It also stands for something. Because of the truths that, you know, were made aware of us about the glass industry, we wanted to give it dual meaning. So it actually stands for minorities for opportunity, transparency, and accountability.
Oh, so it's also an acronym. Okay.
Yes, it is. It also is an acronym because it stands for what we believe in. At the end of the day, Mota glass really was created to address two major things in the cannabis industry, functional glass industry as well, is this mass importing of functional glass from overseas that devalues local production, but also the continued marginalization of an overworked and underpaid minority workforce. Like it really, those are the two main things that we're focusing on.
Do you feel there's a visibility issue with Latinos in the cannabis industry?
Yes, a lot of the times Latinos are the backbone of this industry, but are not really given that representation. So with Mota Glass, we're putting Latinos in the forefront and showing, you know, not only have they been in the industry, but they are the backbone and deserve that recognition.
El siguiente paso es poner el joint en esta mesa, en este soplete. Finalmente, en esta máquina se hacen los hoyos, luego al horno para el tratamiento térmico, para el templado.
You work with how many artisans like Hector?
Oh, at this time, we work with about 4, you know, in the California area. People are demanding quality, they're demanding transparency. And I think as this trend continues, we're gonna keep growing because more people want that quality and they want that, you know, they wanna know who it's helping at the end of the day, glass blowers.
The long-term goal from a manufacturing and operational standpoint is to grow into a business that employs a number of glassblowers in a traditional manner, that provides them with fair living wages, that gives them benefits, that gives them some of the standard expectations that one would want from any job that is their livelihood. And that's something that we don't really feel exists, particularly within this community.
Es en varios aspectos. En el aspecto económico, porque ellos comprenden que los costos son altos y que los precios de Asia son muy bajos, entonces con ellos he podido incrementar los precios, entonces el beneficio es económico también. Y el otro beneficio es lo que ellos persiguen, el apoyo a la comunidad, para que también sean como ejemplo para que otros empresarios apoyen a colegas míos, a otras personas que producen lo mismo.
According to figures from the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, in 2021, the legal cannabis industry generated more than $1.3 billion in total tax revenues for the state.
Coming up, you can find taquerías in almost every neighborhood in Tijuana. But now, there's something new, an eatery serving plant-based tacos, quesadillas, and other Mexican favorites. We'll take you there when Nuestra Voz Today returns. Welcome back to Nuestra Voz Today. Tijuana is a top food destination for its famous tacos. There's carne asada, carnitas, and adobada, among many choices.
But what if you're not a meat eater? The San Diego Union-Tribune's Tanya Navarro shows us a new place south of the border to enjoy plant-based tacos, quesadillas, and more.
Tijuana is widely known for its tacos. You can say there's one taqueria on every neighborhood, but this one presents a completely new concept. Plant-based tacos with birria, asada, and adobada flavors, quesadillas, and desserts, all plant-based and just a few minutes south of the border. Why did you decide to open a plant-based taqueria in Tijuana?
We felt like Tijuana, being the taco capital needed a vegan taqueria, no? A whole plant-based taqueria. And so you can come here and just order whatever you want, and you'll know that everything is 100% plant-based.
What was your inspiration? Was it your visits prior to become vegan, to taquerias, your memories?
Yes, definitely. I just missed the whole experience, you know? A taqueria offers so much. It offers fresh food, delicious food. It offers so much of the culture, of Mexican culture. It offers a quick lunch. You're in and out in minutes. So the whole experience of just enjoying a delicious taco and going about your day and feeling great because it's also super nutritious, that's what I miss the most. So this is our quesabirria. So it's basically a quesadilla with our jackfruit birria. Okay, so it's a tortilla with our cashew cheese, the jackfruit birria, and it also has salsa, cilantro, cebolla.
Tastes like birria. Thank you.
The reaction has been fantastic. I mean, really, we're so excited about just Tijuanenses trying our tacos. Some people just walk in and they have no idea what even vegan means. Just like they think it's a normal taqueria. We're very happy with the reaction.
Okay, so this place is open for vegan, non-vegan meat eaters can come to visit, and of course, people from north of the border are also welcome here, right?
Absolutely, yes. Everyone's welcome. So here we have the molita, which is basically like a quesadilla, but with 2 tortillas like a sandwich. We have our asada, which are a mixture of mushrooms marinated in some flavors that taste like grilled steak. I don't think there's like a one way to eat a molita. What I do is I make 2 quesadillas.
Let's try it. Un quesito. A molita for life. Once you finish your tacos, you can enjoy a deliciosa agua fresca or even a plant-based dessert with arroz con leche or jackfruit ice cream. Let's try this one. Perfect for the summer. I think I found my new spot here in Tijuana.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. You're always welcome back, and bienvenidos, everybody.
If you'd like to try Tacongo's plant-based menu, the taqueria is located on Calle Orizaba off Boulevard Agua Caliente in Tijuana.
Coming up, legendary pitcher Fernando Valenzuela left a lasting legacy on and off the field. How his storied career with the Dodgers sparked artistic creativity. When Nuestra Voz Today returns.
The San Diego Union-Tribune is San Diego's largest and most experienced news organization, winner of 4 Pulitzer Prizes and 37 regional Emmys. We deliver the news with depth, authority, and over 150 years of local knowledge. Our journalists speak truth to power. The Union-Tribune serves everyone who cares about our community. Support our work. Subscribe today on our website, SanDiegoUnionTribune.com.
Welcome back to Nuestra Voz Today. More than 40 years after he first became a household name, Fernando Valenzuela's imprint on LA is still going strong.
The former star pitcher for the Dodgers has been a source of pride for generations of Latinos and an inspiration to many others, including artists. The Los Angeles Times' Gustavo Arellano explains.
Fernando Valenzuela's artistry on the mound left a lasting impression on LA's Latino community and fans of Major League Baseball. But the pitcher has also been a muse to musicians, artists, and writers who have featured Valenzuela in song, on stage, and in paintings. During Valenzuela's 1981 rookie season, Barbara Carrasco was commissioned by the LA Community Redevelopment Agency, in conjunction with the city's Bicentennial Committee, to create a mural for LA's 200th birthday.
I was only 26 years old at the time. I was an employee of the CRA. I was doing topographical maps. And then one of the architects approached me and asked me if I would like to do a mural about anything to do with LA. And for some reason, I thought the history would be a really good thing to focus in on because I hadn't seen a history of Los Angeles murals. So that's how it started. The size of the mural is 16 feet high by 80 feet long. So it's the chronological history of Los Angeles in a woman's hair. The woman is sort of the mythical queen of Los Angeles. She has a braid on her head instead of a crown. A lot of the people that are in the mural, there's a lot of different individuals that are, some are famous, some are not famous. In the course of writing this, doing the history of the mural, my mother and I met Fernando Valenzuela at a fundraiser, and my mother approached him and told him, my daughter did a mural. She would like to include you as part of the history of Los Angeles. And he was like such a nice guy, real humble guy. I was real happy that he said yes. I really felt like he was someone to really pay homage to, and acknowledge his role in LA history.
The 80-foot mural, LA History, A Mexican Perspective, is in the permanent collection at the LA Museum of Natural History. While Carrasco wasn't too much of a baseball fan growing up, musician Steve Wynn was obsessed with the game as a kid in West LA. But he hated the Dodgers.
But the Reds also were just flat out exciting. Before Pete Rose was tarnished by everything that happened afterwards, he was an exciting player, and Joe Morgan, the whole team was exciting. And the Dodgers were just, to me, not an exciting team. Steve Garvey was as far away from rock and roll as you could possibly get. Steve Garvey and Bill Russell was like so, staid, white bread, kind of boring, factory tested kind of ball players. It wasn't my thing. It didn't fit into what I was into.
That all changed in 1981 when Wynn got swept up in Fernando Mania.
I would say those first 2 or 3 months of the 81 season made me fall back in love with Los Angeles, become a Dodger fan, and become obsessed with Fernando. It was really had a huge impact on me.
Over his career, Wynn has covered lots of musical terrain in bands like the Dream Syndicate and Gutterball. And in 2007, he co-founded the Baseball Project, in which his day job mashes up with his love for the national pastime. The band has released 3 albums of baseball-oriented rock. Wynn also wrote Fernando, which serves as a theme song for the series.
Fernando, that was like one of the things I said, well, if I ever do this thing, which I really want to do, if I ever find this way to kind of write a rock album of ball players, if nothing else because he meant so much to me at that one moment. He so defined an excitement that I felt that other people felt. Over the course of my time in LA and ever since, and of course, even in recent times, seeing, anti-immigration legislation trying to be passed, it made me think about this timeline from from 1960 when families' homes were razed to build Dodge Stadium, when Mexican families' entire community was wiped out, to 20 years later, Fernando being beloved by an entire city, to where we were in years before, since, and when I wrote the song, to see a typical thing where people have no problem with people of color or people of certain nationalities if they're in show business or in sports, but the second it turns to day-to-day life or politics, suddenly have a whole different story. So it was a lot to cover in a 3-minute song, but I wanted to do that.
Valenzuela appears as an apparition in playwright Judy Sue Hu's digital production, Sandy Koto of the San Gabriel Valley, about a teenage pitcher who wants to learn to throw the screwball.
She comes from a long baseball family who is steeped in the Japanese-American baseball leagues, and Sandy wants to learn the screwball because her dad do it, her great-granddad do it, and she wants to learn from one of the best, which is Fernando. That's his signature pitch.
Sue Hu remembers watching Valenzuela pitch on TV as a kid in New Mexico.
We would sort of cheer his wind-up because it was sort of this crazy, chaotic, look up at the sky, go for broke wind-up. I always thought when he was looking at the sky, he was looking at the heavens, at God for inspiration for that little bit extra kick.
Valenzuela was never far from Sue Hu's mind when writing Sandy Koto.
I think Sandy found a kindred spirit in Fernando, that they're both outsiders. She was playing a game as a girl, and a game that does not allow girl pitchers so much. He was such an outsider that he made baseball interesting.
'Cause 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 '
watch the rest of Gustavo Arellano's video and other videos like it, log on to latimes.com/FernandoMania.
That does it for this edition of Nuestra Voz Today.
Gracias por su sintonía. Thank you for watching.
We leave you with an event celebrating the launch of Gen Mex. It's Amazon Music's new platform to spotlight Mexican music.
Take a look at Mexican star Christian Nodal's performance, courtesy of LA Times en español.
Yo sé que has tratado, pero no ha llegado que yo encuentre de la manera que lo hice yo. Y para mí nadie lo ha hecho como tú. ¿Qué tal si dejamos el orgullo para luego? La verdad es que me muero por tenerte junto a mí. Yo sé bien que por tu lado, a pesar de haber fallado, sientes este amor por mí. ¿Qué tal si dejamos el destino esta noche? Mi amor, no quiero reproches, solo quiero hacerte sentir que no habrá alguien a tu lado que te ame como